Welcome back to Around the Clock. It's time for our Selectmen's update for the meeting that happened on Wednesday night, January 16th. We started our meeting at 6:30 and we had the Finance Committee joining us as we had our first update and first review of the fiscal year 20 budget. So that budget will actually come into effect as of July 1st of 2019. It's quite a process. The school committee has already started discussing their budget. They had a budget workshop back in December. A number of the selectmen were able to attend. The information that was presented at the meeting will be up on the Ashland website, so you can go look at the information that was shared. We are expecting some kind of deficit because of some of the issues at our schools, and we're not quite sure what will happen in regards to state funding. We are hoping to hear from the governor by the end of January with his budget. It was interesting, I got to hear him on the radio, and he is hoping to increase some of the funding for Chapter 70, special needs, circuit breaker, and as well as charter school reimbursement. From after our budget update, we had a discussion with the Roadway Safety Committee. This is a committee that looks at issues either brought by residents or staff in town about roads that have a number of issues or accidents. They came and discussed with us the intersection of Elliott Street and Prospect Street. If you drive that section of town, you know that there's been a number of incidences. In 2018, there were 18 accidents. About 4 of them had people that were going to the hospital. So what is being proposed is a 4-way stop sign. We have approved that the 4-way stop sign. There will be new signage, new stop signs, new lights, new lines on the roads. And the hope is that that will be put into place sometime in February. So please be on the lookout for that. The minute we know it's in place, we'll be sharing it with you so that you can see it as well. But again, there will be a 4-way stop sign coming into place at Prospect Street and Elliott Street. We also had a discussion and a change of manager for Stone's Public House. Andrea Dunn Adrian is going to be the new manager there. That was a very quick public hearing. No one came to oppose or support, so we were able to approve that change of management. That's one of the things that we as selectmen are required to do. We then had a presentation by United Group of Companies. This is the developer that is looking to develop an over 62 housing at Lot 2 off of the MBTA access road. If you were at town meeting or if you followed our information, Ashland has purchased some of the land on the MBTA access road. This is Lot 2. As you're driving up the MBTA access road, you pass the middle school fields, then there's open space, and then there's Cirrus Apartments. This is that open space. There's about 30 acres there. They are looking to put a development of about 15 to 17 acres. The rest of the space and the rest of the land would then come to the town as open space. They gave us a presentation of what they do. It is over 62 housing. They also offer programs. They call it their SUN program. You can watch the whole presentation on the Selectmen's meeting at a rebroadcast. We then also spoke with JC Auto Sales. We were discussing their Class 2 license. When we went to renew their license in December, they were supposed to only be having 15 cars, and there was a discussion as to what that meant. It's a dealership on Route 126 across the street from Fusion over by Sunnyside Liquors. We found that they not only have their used car dealership, but they also have detailing and repairs. We did wind up renewing their license last night on the 16th at the meeting for 25 cars that have to be full in process. So from when a car gets on their lot that they're gonna be selling to a car that is sitting there already sold, they can now only have 25 automobiles. For that purpose, they also still have their detailing. And then as a group, we as selectmen will be looking at our Class 2 license process and the form. We approved our consent agenda. We've had some new hires and some minutes. We discussed the Rail Transit District property. This is property that town meeting voted for us to purchase. We had to take a vote and cite a specific motion to approve that, which we did. We are going to be having a retreat on January 26th to talk about our Board of Selectmen goals and some things that we want the town manager to focus on and how we can work with all these different projects that are going on. We then did a review of our updated sign policy. We've been driving and noticing that there's a lot of temporary signs. The flat signs that you see for political campaigns have been winding up on town property. Moving forward, that will not be allowed. So if you are an organization that is not sanctioned by the town or you're not doing an event, you will not be allowed to put your signs, your temporary signs on town property. We will still have the billboards, the large signs at Cherry and Summer and over on Pond Street, and that process is still in place as to how you need to apply to be able to put your signs in those stands. We then had an update from our town manager. We talked about the downtown project. We have a $3 million MassWorks grant that will be covering some of the work, as well as we will be doing some bonding to complete the work. At the time that we do the road work, we're going to look at upgrading and updating our water mains and our water pipes and sewer pipes in the area. We've had a number of issues over the last 6 to 8 months. So if we're going to have the roads dug up, we might as well update and improve our infrastructure. We then had an update from BSC. They are the organization who is doing the design for the downtown. So that's at 25%. They're going to the 75 to 100% design. And so we're moving forward with that. We probably will see shovels in the ground sometime end of the 2019 with a project completion date, hopefully of the end of 2020. We then had a discussion about the Warren District update. We reviewed a little bit the job description for the person that we're looking to hire to manage some of the work over at the Warren District, as well as the process for the Valentine Estate and what we hope to do there. So that job should be posted if you're interested in it. We then also had an update on Eversource. Eversource is looking to update their pipeline that goes from Hopkinton through Ashland into Framingham. We are currently speaking with them about their preferred route and our preferred route and having a discussion as to what that might be. And that is the update. There are, unfortunately, there seems to be a lot of passings here in Ashland. Malcolm Smart, who was a member of the Board of Health for many years, as well as just someone who did a lot in town, passed away recently. So our condolences go to the Smart family. And then Dr. Jongi, who was also someone who did a lot here in Ashland, has also recently passed, and there'll be a service for him on February 18th at the Plymouth Church in Framingham. So that was our meeting. It was rather long, always interesting. If you ever want to go and see more detail, feel free to watch the rebroadcast. And if you ever have any questions, make sure you reach out to any of us at Board of Selectmen or the Town Manager's Office.